Good evening, and welcome. Once again, we find ourselves huddled together, oh so snugly, around the same crackling communal bonfire, on a gusty stretch of sand-swept Gould Beach shoreline. Then again, that's just as it should be, my trusty beach babes and moon doggies. So, gang, let's break out the marshmallows and roast us some weenies. Hang on a second, Big Daddy. I'm just checking here, but you're not by any chance having some sort of massive cerebral hemorrhage incident, are you? Because that's not anything like the show opener, which I painstakingly prepared for you. Bring me my pendulum, kiddies. I feel like swinging. Break out the guitars, the bongos, and let's encourage that energetic young lady wearing the tasseled beach party attire to shake and shimmy until the end credits roll. Precisely what I suspected. This often happens, folks, whenever Tim decides to take a moonlit stroll along the wave-tossed Oregon seashore. I believe that he comes away from such outings having soaked up way too much of that exceedingly potent lunar radiance. You might even say that he is moon drunk. Oh! So now, you fancy yourself as one of those unscrupulous TV doctor types, huh? Carelessly dispensing a freewheeling diagnosis with scarcely the benefit of a formal diploma or a thorough examination. Well, listen here, bub. Oprah doesn't need another quack on the Harpo Quacker Factory payroll. Therefore, I advise you to slow your perilous roll before my leather-jacketed motorcycle gang and I get righteously miffed, and I resort to giving you the finger. Okay then, thanks for the heads up, Timmy Von Zipper. This from the original hair mattress, old Billy Goat, old Pig Bristles himself. Ha! Like I've never seen that immensely rude gesture from you before. Anyway, how about getting a hold of yourself and helping me to properly set the stage for tonight's movie, which I can assure everyone has nothing to do with beachcombing or following the ageless summer exploits of Frankie and Annette. All right, you infernal killjoy. Shifting gears here. Picture yourself as being all by your lonesome as you go perambulating along that familiar woodland path, as the last muted rays of sunlight are swallowed up by a crest of hills on the dimming horizon. Well now, that's more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, let your horror host freak flag fly. A cold breeze whips around your heels as you resort to cursing yourself for not having left much sooner on your journey home. Then again, all at once, the leaves in the trees are heard to rustle even more noticeably as you hear the night birds sounding their plaintive calls deep into the velvety cloak of darkness. Feeling vulnerable? Feeling uneasy? Feeling scared? Uh-huh. So they canned me hide when I died, Clyde, and that's it hanging on the shed. All together now. Play me didgeridoo, blue. Play me didgeridoo. Good Lord, Tim. Jeez. And you were doing so well, too, at setting the mood for this evening's vintage chiller. You really must enjoy taking everybody to the very precipice of macabre abandon, only to purposely and cruelly dash their joyously ghoulish reveries. Pardon me for ruining your delicate sense of morbid rapture. Believe me, that's not the first prospective orgasm I've spoiled for someone else over the years. My life's course has been conspicuously littered with a multitude of splayed and frustrated lasses who would never be the same again after I sang the final chorus of that song. That's damn peculiar. Somehow, I didn't peg you for being into 1960s novelty recordings, especially those from the land down under. I can assure you, the Monster Mash and They're Coming to Take Me Away, ha-ha, aren't the only beloved vintage singles spinning on my own personal haunted jukebox. Well, there ought to be a law. Regardless, as I assume you were about to say, our movie tonight is one which involves similar eerie nocturnal sojourns to those you began to describe. So then, would you care to finish the task at hand, Mr. Horrible Host? Before I pledge your paycheck to a much more worthy cause. I hereby Roger Ramjet your transmission. This evening's cinematic orphan is a cautionary tale which took place long ago as unspeakable events drew their inky veil down upon an unsuspecting township. And as we shall see, one by one snuffs out the light in each terror-stricken wayfarer's eye. It's entitled Condemned to Live, and it stars Ralph Morgan and Mischa Auer. Geez, at last! Oh, thank the fates, or whomsoever cares to take credit. It's like pulling wisdom teeth just to get the ball rolling around here. By the way, did you realize that Ralph Morgan was actually Frank Morgan's brother? You know, the actor who played the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the geekish man behind the curtain, or on the other side of the studio, whatever the case may be. Surely you must know by this point that he lives, eats, and breathes the most desperately dreary accumulations of showbiz trivia. The next thing we know, he'll be insisting that Jack Benny and Fred Allen didn't really despise each other. Hey, funny you should mention that. As the story goes, some feuds are bone deep. Take my word for it. As for the rest of us, let's pop open a tasty beverage and roll this sodding old flick.